What's up everybody, it's Sean here and I'm here today to give you a review of the YCMC New Balance 990 V3 in this dark camo colorway. So this is the latest collaboration between YCMC and New Balance, which dropped today on February 2nd. And before we begin this video, I want to give a huge thank you over to YCMC for sending me over this pair early. So these released for a price of $195 US, which is roughly 260 Canadian dollars. And the official colorway for this shoe is dark camo, camo green, prism purple, and poppy. So obviously this pair is heavily inspired by the outdoors and hiking shoes. And they've taken that flavor but adopted it on this 990 V3 lifestyle model. And just like any other 990 V3, this pair is made in the USA, so as such we get the materials and the quality that we've come to expect from New Balance's Made in USA line. So diving into the details of this shoe, on the toe box, the base layer here is constructed out of an olive green colored mesh. Right above this, we have a reflective 3M panel, which is done in a similar tonal finish, and overlaid on the sides of the toe box, we have this mossy green colored nubuck. Surrounding the front toe cap, we have this long-haired suede, and this same suede covers the entire mid panel of the shoe. The top two eyelets are constructed in this orange colored TPU, which contrasts perfectly against the olive green suede. Stitched on top of the mid panel, we have the New Balance N logo, which is done in a reflective 3M panel in a mix of olive green and orange. And then moving downwards, you can see we have more of that same mesh that we saw on the toe box, along with another overlay of nubuck. Wrapping around the bottom of the heel, we have more of that long-haired suede, and this time we have 990, which is actually embroidered onto the suede instead of simply just being heat pressed. Right above this on the heel, we have this perforated nubuck along with New Balance branding in orange, and then the top of the heel is covered in another reflective 3M panel. It's perforated on either side, and we have Made in USA branding in the middle. As far as the laces go, so this is something I was a big fan of. These actually come with 4 different lace options. So the one that I like the most were these light tan colored laces, which to the touch almost feels like it's a little bit worn in. And if you're not feeling these laces, they also give you a light olive color, a dark olive color, as well as a mixed orange rope lace if you want to really give the shoe more of that hiking and trail shoe vibe. Underneath this, so the tongue is constructed out of a mesh material and it's lightly padded from within. And on the top, we have this purple colored nylon, and just like most of your other 990 V3s, it has that waffle style finish to it. So the back of the tongue and the interior of this shoe, this is lined in a cream colored mesh, and then as far as the insoles go, so these come with your standard foam lined insole, it's covered in an orange colored textile on top, and we have New Balance branding on the heel. So the upper of the 990 V3 sits atop this full-length foam midsole, which is painted in cream on the forefoot and gray on the lateral side of the heel. We also have an end cap wedge, which is this teal portion that you see on the heel. An end cap, for those who aren't familiar with it, is a dual density foam consisting of a softer EVA core surrounded by a stiffer polyurethane rim, which gives you a good balance of softness and support. And right above this, we have a purple colored TPU heel clip, which gives you added structure and support for the back end of the shoe. Turning this pair over to the bottom, so the outsole here is constructed out of a combination of a dark brown and orange colored rubber. We have the same diamond shaped traction pattern on the forefoot, along with these 3 horizontal grooves to give you added flexibility, and in the middle underneath the rubber, we have a carbon fiber shank plate, which helps with torsional rigidity and midfoot support. So that breaks down the look and the construction of this pair. For those wondering about sizing, to me these fit like most of my other 990 V3s, so I personally prefer to go a half size down to a size 9.5. So my feet measures as a true size 10, slightly on the wider side, so that means when I step on a Brannick device at a shoe store, I'm actually a size 10 in between a D and an E width. So I usually go down to a 9.5 in Made in USA New Balance models like the 990 V3, V4, V5, and V6, as well as the 992 and 993, and in comparison I stick true to size or a size 10 in some other New Balance silhouettes like the 2002R, 1906R, the 997 and the 990 V2 because I find that those two models have a bit more of a narrow toe box. And a lot of Made in UK models I also stick true to size in, including the 991, 1500 and the 1530. So long story short, whatever size you normally wear for the 990 V3, whether that's half size down or true to size, just stick with that same size for this pair. Moving on to the comfort, so in my opinion, I've said this in all my reviews, but the 990 V3, in my humble opinion, is one of the most comfortable shoes that New Balance offers. The thing I love most about this silhouette is that it feels very well balanced. Straight out of the box, you can feel that softness underfoot, but it's not overly soft and mushy. It's a very well supportive shoe, which means if I'm walking for many hours in a day or just on my feet, this pair is going to give me a ton of support underfoot, which is great. So when people ask me for recommendations for a shoe that they can wear on vacation, for example, then I almost always point them to a 990 V3. Finally, in terms of the overall quality and craftsmanship, so this being a made in USA New Balance, the quality was definitely up to par. The material quality, honestly, it felt really solid. The suedes had this nice long-haired finish to it, and the nubucks felt super buttery and plush to the touch. And in terms of the build and the craftsmanship, I honestly had no issues at all with this pair. The panels were cut consistently, the stitch job was good, there was no visible glue stains, and the paint job on the midsole, I didn't notice any flaws at all. So kudos to the New Balance factory for an exceptional build on this pair. So with all that out of the way now, let me toss these on feet, I'll lace them up and I'll show you guys how these look. I know a lot of people have been saying this is way too similar to the Bodega 990 V3 that released a couple years back. Honestly though, if you see them in hand, there's enough differences between the two that they can really coexist. I think this YCMC pair has more of a true outdoorsy vibe to it, and the tones on the shoe are as if I'm really outdoors in a forest, for example. So the color palette on the shoe makes this a really solid winter and fall shoe. So I guess that means there's no better time to undead stock them than right now. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about this YCMC New Balance 990 V3 in this dark camo colorway. What are your overall thoughts on the colorway in general? And for anyone watching, were you able to grab a pair today? Did you take an L, or did you just pass on them altogether? If you guys like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can follow me on Instagram at sgo8, check out my Twitter account at sean.go, and visit my website at seango.ca. So until next time, thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. Another huge shout out goes out to YCMC for hooking me up with this pair, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one.